What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Chronic Series, the show where we break down the series that shape television and pop culture. Before we jump in, do me a quick favor, like this video, share it with the Stranger Things fan, and subscribe to the channel. It helps the show grow and it keeps these deep dives coming. All right, let's go back to where it all began. The first installment of Stranger Things. When Stranger Things first dropped on Netflix, nobody expected what was about to happen. There was no massive rollout, no overwhelming marketing campaign, just a quiet release that slowly turned into one of the biggest TV moments of the decade. And the reason it worked, it respected the audience from the very first scene. The opening moments are dark, cold, unsettling. A scientist running through a government facility, alarms blaring, doors slamming shut. You don't know exactly what's happening yet. And that's the point. Stranger Things doesn't rush to explain itself. It lets tension do the talking. Then we're introduced to Hawkins, Indiana, a small town that feels familiar. Quiet streets, modest homes, kids riding bikes with no fear in the world. This setting matters because the more normal the world feels, the more disturbing it becomes when things go wrong. Everything changes with Will Byers. One normal night, a game of Dungeons and Dragons, a bike ride home, and then something isn't right. The sound design shifts, the atmosphere tightens. And in a moment that feels simple but devastating, Will disappears. That disappearance becomes the emotional anchor of the entire first installment. This isn't just about monsters, it's about fear, loss, and not knowing if someone you love is ever coming back. What makes this storyline hit hard is how real it feels. Joyce doesn't react like a TV character. She reacts like a mother, confused, desperate, refusing to accept what she's being told. Her belief that Will is still alive, even when everyone doubts her, might become one of the most powerful elements of the show. At the same time, we meet Chief Hopper, broken, disconnected, carrying pain he never fully dealt with. At first, he seems like just another small town cop. But as the story unfolds, you realize he's the perfect character for this mystery. He doesn't trust authority. He asks the questions nobody else wants to ask, and once he realizes something is wrong, he doesn't let it go. Now let's talk about the heart of Stranger Things, the kids, Mike and Dustin and Lucas. From the very beginning, their friendship feels genuine. They talk over each other, they argue, they joke, and nothing feels forced. And that authenticity is why the show works. You believe these kids would do anything for each other, yet you believe they would risk everything to find Will. Then comes 11, one of the most iconic introductions in modern television. She doesn't say much, she doesn't explain herself. She's scared, hungry, and clearly running from something. The show gives you just enough information to be curious, but not enough to feel comfortable. Her powers aren't flashy at first, they're quiet, controlled, and dangerous. The slow reveal of who 11 is and what she's capable of is handled with restraint. And that restraint is key. Another major strength of this first installment is how it handles parallel storylines. The kids searching for Will, Joyce communicating through lights, Hopper uncovering the truth about Hawkins' lab. All of these threads move forward together. Nothing feels like filler. Every scene adds tension. Every episode raises the stakes. The Hawkins lab storyline deserves special credit. The government presence feels cold, calculated, untrustworthy. Dr. Brenner is calm, almost comforting, which somehow makes him more terrifying. You know he's lying. You know he's hiding something, but you don't fully understand the scope of it yet. And again, the show lets mystery breathe. Then there's the upside down. One of the smartest creative decisions Stranger Things made was not fully revealing it right away. Instead, you experience it through hints, lights flickering, strange noises, walls that seem alive. The show understands that fear is most effective when the audience fills in the blanks. And those early episodes master that technique. Another reason this installment works so well is pacing. Nothing feels rushed, nothing drags. Each episode ends with just enough information to make you hit next episode. Not because of cheap cliffhangers, but because you genuinely want answers. Let's talk about the tone for a moment. Stranger Things balances multiple genres effortlessly. It's sci-fi, it's horror, it's a coming-of-age story, it's a mystery, and somehow none of those elements overpower the others. The nostalgia enhances the story, but it never becomes the story. That's a difficult balance to pull off, and the first installment nails it. Midway through the season, you start to realize something important. This show isn't just about finding Will, it's about how people react to fear, how they deal with the loss, and how far they'll go for the people they love. That emotional grounding is why the supernatural elements work so well. Quick pause here. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, like the video, share it, and subscribe to Chronic Series. We're doing deep dives like this all season. And by the time the first installment reaches its later episodes, the tension is at its peak. The lines between worlds begin to blur. The danger becomes real, and the consequences feel permanent. Characters change, relationships shift, and nothing feels guaranteed anymore. Looking back, what makes this first installment so special is trust. The creators trusted the audience to be patient, to pay attention, to care about characters before spectacle. And that trust paid off. Stranger Things didn't just succeed, it became a cultural moment. Before the memes, before the merch, before the long waits between seasons, there was just a small town, a missing kid, and a story that pulled everyone in. That's the power of the first installment. It laid a foundation strong enough to support everything that came after. And whether you're watching it for the first time or revisiting it years later, it still works. This has been Chronic Series, breaking down Stranger Things at the beginning. If you rock with this episode, like it, share it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. We're just getting started.